at reducing agents and oxidizing agents. Okay? So first of all, what is a reducing agent? A reducing agent is simply a substance that can donate electron to another substance or another element in a chemical reaction. Okay? So in a reaction, if one substance or one element or one compound is donating an electron to another, that particular one that is donating the electron is called the reducing agent. And the moment the electron has been donated, that one becomes what? Oxidized. Okay? The reducing agent becomes what? Oxidized. On the other hand, the oxidizing agent is the one that accepts electron from the what? Reducing agent. And it becomes what? Reduced. Okay? So for example, let's look at this equation. For example, let me just explain what it means. Let's say we have zinc plus copper 2 plus to give us zinc 2 plus copper. And look at this reaction. Zinc donated 2 electrons to copper, okay, to become zinc 2 plus. So zinc is the reducing agent and it is oxidized. It is oxidized to what? Zinc 2 plus. On the other hand, copper is the what? Oxidizing agent. Copper is the oxidizing agent. It accepted the 2 electrons from zinc to become what? Reduced. To become reduced to what? Copper. So in this reaction, it is a redox reaction involving what? A reducing agent and what? An oxidizing what? Agent. So now, I have explained to you, you have understood what's the reducing agent. If you are being asked, they are simply those substances that can donate electron in a chemical reactions to become oxidized. Okay? While oxidizing agents are those substances that can accept electron to become reduced. So now, let's quickly look at how do we identify which one is an oxidizing agent or reducing agent. It's an important question because in some questions you can be asked to identify which is the reducing agent and which is the oxidizing agent. Okay? To do that, you have to look at the concept of oxidation and reduction. For example, watch. If I have something like, let's say we have carbon 4 oxide reacting with zinc to give us zinc oxide plus carbon. Let's look at this reaction. You can be asked which one is the reducing agent and which one is the oxidizing agent. So how do we go about this reaction? First of all, carbon 4 oxide is reacting with zinc, giving us zinc oxide. First of all, let's balance the equation if it's not balanced. So to balance the equation, I'll have to put 2 here, then probably put 2 here, right? Good. So now the balance of equation does not affect what we are doing, okay? But let's just balance it. So now you look at this equation. You can be asked which one is the reducing agent, which one between these two, which one is the oxidizing agent, which one is the reducing agent. How do you go about it? First of all, you ask yourself, CO2, is it undergoing oxidation or reduction? Remember that CO2 reacted with zinc to give you zinc oxide, meaning that oxygen was removed from this guy. So CO2 lost the oxygen. There is removal of oxygen. There is removal of oxygen occurring here because carbon is without oxygen here. So remember that removal of oxygen is what? Reduction. Addition of oxygen is oxidation. But removing oxygen is reduction. So because oxygen was removed here, we can call this reduction. The reaction is a reduction reaction, right? Good. Now, zinc here is in a free state. In a free state, this zinc here, oxygen was added to it. Zinc, oxygen was added to it to form zinc oxide. So there is addition of oxygen in zinc to get zinc oxide. So remember, addition of oxygen is what? Oxidation. So this is an oxidation reaction. Okay? So because oxidation, there is a rule that says, you have to know this, oxidation, any element undergoing oxidation, is the reducing agent, while anyone undergoing reduction is the oxidizing agent. So once you have known the one undergoing oxidation and the one undergoing reduction, that particular one that is undergoing oxidation is the reducing agent. So from this reaction now means that zinc is the reducing agent, right? While CO2 is the what? Oxidizing what? Agent. How did I know this? I found out the one undergoing oxidation, I found out the one undergoing reduction. That particular one undergoing oxidation is the reducing agent. That's how it works. Then the one undergoing reduction is the what? Oxidizing what? Agent. So this is the one that lost the electron, this is the one that gained the electron. But you might not be seeing the electrons here, but we are judging them based on their what? Addition of oxygen and removal of what? Oxygen. To define. Remember, oxidation has about 5 or 4 definitions, so anyone can also work. Okay, we can also use the concept of oxidation number. To find out the one that is what? Undergoing oxidation or reduction. How will I do that? Remember that zinc is in a free state. Element in a free state, what should be the oxidation number? Is 0, right? Now look at zinc oxide. Let us find the oxidation number of zinc inside this guy. Remember, equal to 0. So, and we know that zinc plus minus 2 is equal to 0. So zinc should be equal to plus 2, right? Zinc is plus 2. Now watch here. Zinc is 0 here in free state, but in the combined state here, zinc is plus 2, right? So watch, something going from 0 to plus 2 is increasing, right? And we said that increase in oxidation number is what? Oxidation. Increase in oxidation number to the positive direction is oxidation. So because the number is increasing from 0 to plus 2, we call it what? Oxidation. Now look at this one, carbon 4 oxide. If you solve for carbon here, you get plus 4, right? For carbon, if you solve for this guy, carbon here is going to be C plus minus 2 times 2. You know how to do this already, okay? So of course, C will be equal to what? 4. Now, carbon here is 4. That is called carbon 4 oxide. But watch, carbon in a free state here is what? 0. Carbon in a free state is 0. So from 4 to 0. From 4 to 0, the number is what? Decreasing in the positive direction. So going from 4 to 0, the number is decreasing in the positive direction. So because it is decreasing in the positive direction, we call it what? Reduction. So there are several concepts you can use to identify oxidation and reduction. Very easy. Any definition can help you to get that. So but the moment you have found out the oxidation, that particular one undergoing oxidation is the reducing agent. While the one undergoing reduction is the what? Oxidizing agent. That is the way to identify reducing agent and oxidizing agent in what? In exams, okay? When you're asked to get them, just find out the oxidation, the reduction. That particular one undergoing oxidation is the reducing agent. The one undergoing reduction is the what? Oxidizing agent. Remember that the reducing agent is oxidized at the end of the reaction to give you a product, while the oxidizing agent is reduced at the end of the reaction to give you a product.